They're playing for the championship trophy, which will be displayed at their school. So tonight, our announcer, Leon Bronzeski, will start introductions. So ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is our fundraiser. All participants should have donated their dollar at the door. Please do so if you haven't. We give out free scholarships to graduating seniors. We also do donate to the Madison County Children's Camp and the food cupboard, as well as we like to help cover some of the expenses for our FBLA luncheons and district meetings. So please, thank you for attending tonight. And Leon?
It looks good. Thank you very much, Mr. Carroll. You guys have some friends at home?
Bridgeport, please choose your sides. Court 1, middle school.
The FBLA tournament tonight. Tonight we're going to have multiple games brought to you live by the Chenango Video Crew. I'm Zach Jasmine. Alongside me tonight is Brennan Bouye.
Hi, fans.
All right, and we're getting started here. On Court 1, we have the middle school versus Bridgeport, and on Court 2, Bolivar A versus the high school. If this is your first time tuning in, we get very competitive here tonight. All the schools, good fun for a good fundraiser. And we'll be back shortly with your coverage. And the first serve is up. And the high school leads with a point.
Hopefully this doesn't get too confusing tonight. We got 2 courts set up, so we'll have twice the fun.
Right now on your screen, we have the middle school playing Bridgeport. First point of the night is awarded to Bridgeport, so let's see how they go from there. Another point, Bridgeport. That time was slammed down by Mr.
Yeah, we're turned all the way up, but it's picking up the band so much from that, I think.
And the point awarded to the middle school.
Well, folks, we're having a little bit of audio issues because this, I believe it's a middle school pep band, is quite loud.
Got some good games going on tonight. We got some new headset also trying out tonight. New gear, thanks to the Athletic Boosters. And that'll be a serve from the high school.
Well, it looks like the high school team might have a tough match. Mr. Fedrizzi over on that Bolivar team, I believe is 6'8", and he's wearing a Cortland volleyball t-shirt, so he may have some experience.
You're right, Brian. He's very tall and light. Let's see how the high school handles him.
I can't hear him. I can hear myself. Yeah. Can I hear Zach? No, not really. Let's try those two. This one?
And that'll be a point for Bolivar. Bolivar leading the way up 9-6. Mr. Schwann up, just drops it in there, and it'll be good for a high school point.
Back to the other game, we got a score of 5-8. I believe Bridgeport is winning right now.
Up now for the middle school is Mr. Andrew Young. Mr. Williams sends one long, but it's returned by Bridgeport. And Mr. Bruskevich can't seem to get it over the net, and that'll be a middle school point, as Bridgeport is still leading 8-7.
We got a tie game over on the high school side versus Bolivar. Mr. Cortero with the dunk. He dunked that right over the net. I never thought I'd say those words, but
for a shorter guy, Mr. Cortero can get up, that's for sure.
See him working out in the weight room all the time, doing those pull-ups, that core.
Oh yeah. And that pass is shanked, and it'll be the high school point. Back to the other court. The middle school is currently leading 10-8 over Bridgeport. A little miscommunication on that one, and it'll be a middle school point.
That middle school team has got a couple of good athletes. Coach Diezik, who is a boys varsity volleyball coach, and Coach Young, who is a JV coach. So you got the two volleyball coaches that had terrific seasons.
Yeah, not only the athleticism of Mr. Stump, Mr. Williams, and you got tall Mrs. Kelly and Mrs. Fitzsimmons.
Maybe a competitive team.
Certainly down the stretch, someone to look out for. Mr. Diezik with just a little tap over, returned by Mr. Preston.
Figure that out.
It's like the refs are being a little generous, letting the teachers go into the net, but
yeah, we certainly see some of that.
It's all in good fun.
And that'll be a Bridgeport point, now down 13-9 on the comeback.
Over at the other court, we have a 13-12 game. And it might be tied up right now, 13-13. And I believe we played a 15 in this opening round robin.
And it'll be Mr. Fedrizzi with a serve for Bolivar. Mr. Cortero tries to save it, but no good. And it'll be the Bolivar point. Certainly seems Mr. Fedrizzi might be going a little easy.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Being that he plays for Cortland State.
Or just the fact that he's 6'8", playing on, 7'6" net.
Yeah, that certainly could have something to do with it too. And the high school is now up 15-14. I believe you do have to win by 2.
See if they can't end it on this serve right here.
Oh, Mr. Fedrizzi with a nice save.
Mrs. Crawford puts it down though. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a game. High school. The high school team has just won.
And over on the opposing court, the middle school team has defeated Bridgeport 15-10.
I believe these first couple games are just for the seeding for the actual tournament itself, but
you are correct, Brent. And this is kind of the round robin form. They're going to be seeded, and then we'll get to the elimination games.
So once the court's clear, we'll see who's playing next. We still have the second Bolivar team to go.
Now this second Bolivar team will be certainly interesting. I do have my cousin, Miss Wisner, is on the team, and I must say she is not the best, but we'll see how she does.
So round 2, it's looking like we're going to have on the first court Bridgeport versus the high school. Second court, the second Bolivar team versus the middle school. And Bolivar A has a bye. So now the winner of the high school game, or no, pardon me, high school will have middle school after this. So that'll be a good matchup to look forward to.
Yeah, it will be. Certainly be seeing that matchup down the road, too. And it looks like high school Bridgeport is off on their way. Miss Crawford hits that one just a tad out of bounds.
Mr. Silstra and Mr. Wingard on the same page there.
Mr. Hansen with a dig, but it'll be a point for Bridgeport.
The English department's all over the court.
They are. DJ Tehan there lets that one go. Oh, and it looks to be Bridgeport point.
Over to the other court with, who do we have, Bolivar Middle School. Still 0-0, and the first point goes to Bolivar. Mr. Williams unable to handle that serve.
And Bolivar with a 2-0 start. Let's see if they can keep it going. Mr. Diezik handles that one. Miss Scheidelman puts it over. Now to Miss Cowburn.
Mr. Diezik finds an opening.
Just drops that one in there to get the middle school on the board. Little miscommunication on the Bolivar side, and it'll be 2-all.
Back over to the other court with the high school team. We just missed it, but Mr. Silstra showing off that he has quite a few muscles, hits that ball into the stands.
Mr. Silstra certainly one to be reckoned with. Little miscommunication there as Mr. Swan hesitates. I'll be talking to him about that one in gym tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
As you can probably hear in the background, we have the middle school pet band here supporting. They're doing a great job tonight.
So we got a 3-3 game for the Bolivar versus middle school right now. 3-5 on the other court.
Mrs. Cowburn with the serve. Oh, and a little interference there by the basketball hoop, but it'll be Bolivar point. Ball kept alive there, and it'll be the middle school point.
Mr. Logan, another athletic player on the middle school team, able to save it off the net.
Mrs. Moon just couldn't quite get to that one, and it'll be middle school 5-4. As you can see, we have some fans out there, some cheerleaders as well as the Bear. A lot of school spirit here tonight.
Looking back over the high school game real quick, Mr. Hansen had 2 spikes in a row right there.
DJ Tehan, as we like to call him, is certainly getting up tonight. Oh, and Mrs. Smith just couldn't quite handle that one.
I'm not too familiar with all of the Bridgeport faculty. I'm a Bolivar kid myself, but
Same here, Brennan. I know a few, but some of the newer members of their team certainly I'm not familiar with.
But we can name everyone on the high school team as the high school ties it up 7-7.
Mr. Bruskevich hits it over, and it'll land in for a Bridgeport point. Bridgeport leading 8-7. And that'll be an ace for Mr. Sestero on the Bridgeport side. High school manages to get it back over. Mr. Schwann helps that one. And it looks to be just out of bounds. Bridgeport leading 10-7. On the other court, we have Mr. Logan serving for the middle school as they lead 11-6. Mrs. Cowburn goes down and gets that one, but gets no help at the net, and it'll be a middle school point.
Mr. Logan with the ace serve right there. Extending that lead. Andrew Cabasa showing off his arm, but they're throwing the ball back over the net.
And Mr. Stump slams that one down for the 14-6 lead. Game point. And Mr. Logan gets the ace to put that one away. And the middle school is won 15-6. Back to the other court. Bridgeport leading 13-9 on our high school, Brennan.
It's not good to see.
If they want to make a good run, they're certainly going to have to do better than that.
Maybe they wanted to get the lower seed to get a couple upsets.
You never know. Mr. Cartero shanks that one, and it is now game point for Bridgeport as they're up 14-9. And that'll be the game as Bridgeport wins 15-9.
So in the second round, Bridgeport gets their first win, and the middle school wins again.
Yeah, so now, who do we have here? Round 3, it looks like we have Bolivar A versus Bolivar B, as well as the high school versus the middle school.
Couple good matchups right there. An inter-school matchup.
Oh yeah. Let's see how the Bolivar teams bear down. my bet, I'll have to say, Mr. Fedrizzi will have something to say about that one.
I'd agree with that. It's quite intimidating. I don't think he might be a student teacher, actually.
That could very well be. I saw him talking to Mrs. Klein over there earlier.
High school, court number 2. Middle school took the win against Volleyball B. Round number 3, we have Volleyball B versus Volleyball A on court number 1. On court number 2, we have the high school versus the middle school.
The stands have sort of filled in a little bit since we first started. A lot of younger kids showing up.
Yeah, getting a lot of school spirit out here tonight. It's a great event for all the kids and all the faculty, and it benefits a great cause.
20th year, too. Mr. Cortero's been doing a great job with this for FBLA.
Mr. Cortero does do a fantastic job. If anyone has had the pleasure to meet him, he is one of the nicest men you'll ever meet. I don't think I can say a bad thing about Mr. Cortero.
I don't think anybody could.
And it looks like the Bolivar teams are getting ready to face off on court 1.
Teams are just getting their lineup set.
Yeah, we'll see who faces off. We got the anticipated matchup of the middle school versus the high school, as well as both Bolivar teams going on. So we got 2 great games here at once. And I see Mr. First here making an appearance. High school principal certainly cheering on the high school team tonight.
I'd hope so.
And we see an appearance from the Bear walking over our way. Got a lot of school spirit out here tonight. A lot of red and black, which is great to see. And it looks like court 1 is underway. Miss Cowburn shanks that one and hits the Bear. And Bolivar A will take the point.
Zach, I'd be willing to place a large sum of money that Bolivar will win that game.
Brennan, I would not bet against you either. Mrs. Kilbasa with a serve. And that one's just out of bounds as Bolivar B will take the point. Over to the high school middle school game. Mr. Wingard served that one up. And we're back. Little technical difficulty, but no big deal. Oh, and we see a joust at the net, and the high school will take the point.
Mr. Klink put that one straight down. Mr. Young had no chance.
Mr. Young did not have a chance. See the serve from Mr. Silstra, and that'll be an ace.
Mr. Silstra is one of those veterans. He's been here doing this volleyball tournament for a few years, as far as I can remember.
He even used to ref volleyball up until a few years.
I did not know that. And right there, he gets ace, gets it to trickle right over the net.
Let's see what he can do the third time. Goes to Mr. Logan, who puts it back over to Mr. Cortero. And Mr. Schwann hits it over.
Got a good matchup right here because Mr. Schwann and Mr. Logan are like best friends.
They are. Earlier in gym class, Mr. Schwann even told some of our referees to let the call slide when he's up against Mr. Logan.
That's awesome. And as we see right there, Mr. Schwann tried to spike it on Mr. Logan, who gets the dig. But high school able to get the point there. Mr. Silstra's surprising me with the serves right now.
Mr. Logan hits it over to Mrs. Fragnoli, who unfortunately can't get it over. And the high school is up 5-2, but back to the Bolivar game. We see Mr. Fredrizzi pass one to Miss Klein.
This is Marco. She hit it right into the net on that one.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get it over. As Bolivar A leads 5-4 with Miss Klein serving. Miss Weiss hits that one just a tad bit out of bounds as it goes off the wall. And we've all tied up at 5 for the Bolivar game. Miss Moon with the serve. Over to Miss Kielbasa. And Mrs. Marco is called for the double hit. Back to the high school game. We have Miss Crawford serving up. Mr. Silstra with a pass to Mr. Klink, and Mr. Schwan gets it over. Oh, and that one's going to be a tad bit out of bounds.
I think Mr. Logan intimidated him there. He didn't want to try to hit it through him.
I think that certainly was the case, Brennan. Mr. Schwan trying to get around the high jump of Mr. Logan. And we're all tied up at 6.
That serve goes into the net, so high school has a 1-point advantage.
Mr. Hansen with the serve, just gets it over to Mr. Dzik, and Mr. Stump helps out. And we have just been informed that it's actually Macklin Fersh's birthday. We'd like to wish Macklin a happy birthday. Best wishes go out to you. I believe that is Mr. Fersh's son.
That is happy birthday.
And the high school will take another point away. Looks like they just need to get some kinks out of their system from that last game, and they're cruising right now. Up 9-7 with Miss Smith back for the serve. Mr. Williams gets that one over, but Mr. Wingard can't handle it.
Well, Bolivar on the other court is winning and losing. Scores 12-6.
Bolivar A is up, thanks to Mr. Fredrizzi. Not alone, but certainly a big portion. Oh, but we see that serve just a little low.
Commentator's curse.
Yep. Let's see what Mrs. Cowburn can do here for Bolivar B. And she'll get an ace on that serve. Bolivar A up 12-8, and we'll head back to the middle school high school game. Mrs. Scheidelman with a serve that couldn't be corralled by Mrs. Crawford, but it was out of bounds, so high school point, all tied up at 10.
It's a good game right now. See if Mr. Cotero can come in the clutch right now.
Oh, just a little long for Mr. Cotero. And middle school takes the edge, 11-10. Mr. Dzik with a killer serve.
He's doing what he teaches all of his players to do.
Middle school up 13-10.
Mr. Dzik's looking to put this one away.
He is.
Doesn't look like he's going to want to play around.
And this will be game point. Mr. Wingard puts that over for the high school.
And he diving save, but unable to get it over the net.
And the middle school will take the win 15-10. Back to the Bolivar game. Bolivar A is up 14-11. We have game point here as well. Miss Kilbasa back with the serve. Miss Cowburn just tends to shank it, and that will clinch the win for Bolivar A.
So 2 good games right there. That was round 3. Round 4, we have high school versus Bolivar and Bridgeport versus Bolivar.
2 great games coming up. Let's see how they can do. A big thanks to our officiating crews out there. A lot of the boys and girls volleyball team helping out tonight, reffing the games.
Getting everyone involved tonight.
Yeah, they're really recruiting from all ages, all the way from the little kids at Bolivar and Bridgeport to the high schoolers. If you're watching here, feel free to come. $1 admission. Bring all the kids. It's a great family night.
Got some face painting going on too. I've seen a bunch of little kids running around with their faces painted.
I do believe I saw some Ninja Turtles. Bridgeport looks refreshed and ready after that bye. They're ready to go as they take on the Bolivar A team.
So we're talking to a couple of these teachers before we started here. A lot of them were nervous about being on YouTube for the first time. They're used to watching the students play.
Yeah, certainly something different, a little change in roles.
A lot of them said they don't want to fall. They don't want to make themselves look silly, but I think we've had a successful night so far.
So far, so good, Brennan. And I don't know if you fans out there know, but the high school actually took home the trophy last year. So let's see if they can keep their game going into this year. So right now, I do believe, though, that the high school is what, Brennan? Are they 1-2?
I believe so. They won the first one, and they're on a 2-game losing streak.
Ooh. So they're going to need to get things going right now as they play Bolivar B.
I think the middle school is undefeated right now.
I believe so. That sounds about right, and they get a bye this round. Miss Klein showing up some basketball moves over there.
She was first year as a varsity Lady Bears basketball coach.
Did a very good job, too.
They had a good season. Maybe
Sorry, Brennan, go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe we could do a trivia question. We could say, who won the first ever district volleyball tournament? Because we have that plaque. Maybe we can find an answer to that.
That would be great. We'll be back shortly with that answer. All right, Brennan, I have the answer. What would you say? Who do you think it is?
I'm going to guess that the high school won the first ever because it's always been hosted here. And I don't know. I know Mr. Cotero, and he doesn't like to lose.
Mr. Cotero does not like to lose. The first district volleyball tournament was held in 1998, and it actually was the team from Lake Street that took home the first
Wow.
trophy.
I would not have guessed that. Lake Street. I wonder who was on that team.
Yeah, I wonder if any of the teachers are still around.
Maybe Mr. Gordon played. He was a principal.
Yeah, could very well be. As the games get underway here from Bridgeport, we have Mr. Bruskevich serving. And that one's just out of bounds for Mrs. Oh! All right, and now officially is Bridgeport point. It looked like the Bolivar team was going to play it.
Yeah, played off the wall there.
Oh, and on the other court, we see a spike from Mr. Hansen. And that'll tie it up at 1 for the high school in Bolivar.
Mr. Klink back to serve. Got a lot of backspin on that serve.
Mrs. Martin hits it over. Oh, and Mr. Klink can't handle that one. And it'll be Bolivar 2-1. And here now with us, we have a guest, Mr. Hayden. How are you, Mr. Hayden?
Good, Mr. Jasmine. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Now, what do you think about the volleyball tournament tonight?
Oh, I think it's tremendous. A lot of great athletes out here tonight.
We do see a lot of the great athletes out here, as well as many teachers.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where the 7-foot guy came from Bolivar.
Yeah, Mr. Ferdizzi certainly is doing a great job out there.
So he does actually work over there, huh? Or did they bring him in?
I think he's a student teacher, but I can't be 100% on that one.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm hoping the high school team doesn't see him in the finals.
Yeah, he's certainly very tall as well. He's got that Cortland State volleyball shirt on.
So Zach, I haven't been able to watch a lot of it. So what's been the highlight?
Well, right now the middle school is on bye, but they are actually undefeated and 3-0. The high school won their first game and is now on a 2-game losing streak. And Bolivar A has been doing a little better than Bolivar B, but they're very competitive along with Bridgeport.
That Bolivar A and Bolivar B team, they might be the teams with the most spirit, though. They've been dancing and moving around here quite a bit.
They even have matching shirts and all.
They do look good. And this middle school team, it's full of volleyball coaches, I see, right?
Yeah, we've got the boys varsity volleyball coach, Mr. Dizek, and the boys JV volleyball coach, Mr. Young.
Yeah, they look tough.
Yeah, certainly a team you don't want to face in the finals. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Well, we thank you very much, Mr. Hayden, for coming on tonight, and we'll give the headset back over to Brennan. Thank you.
Zach, thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
No problem. We enjoy having you.
All right.
Back to the volleyball game. We've got Bridgeport facing Bolivar. And Mr. Fedrizzi will put that one over. Oh, and a spike from Mr. Sestero.
Zach, I'm not going to lie. I was sitting right behind Mr. Hayden with that interview, but this gym is so loud I didn't even hear a word he said.
Yeah, very loud tonight. Great spirit by the pep band. Led by Mr. Kircher, the middle school band director.
Did a great job. I remember playing in that for a couple of years.
I do too. Fun times. Mr. Kircher is an awesome guy. And that spike by Mr. Sestero again. Certainly helping Bridgeport with that 10-3 lead.
Maybe that Bridgeport bye they had last round got them all energized and they're all ready to go.
Now back to the high school game. The high school is losing 6-8 against Bolivar, who will take the serve. Mr. Hansen puts it over. And that'll be high school point. Mr. Wingard back to serve.
Mr. Wingard's another one of those guys that's been playing for a couple years for this high school team. He's got that skull cap on.
Mrs. Frognoli puts that one up. And Mr. Klink, he puts it down the second time. A nice play there for Bolivar just to keep that play alive. Mr. Wingard with the serve. Mrs. Martin hits it back to Mrs. Frognoli. Mr. Cotero gets it over. And it looks to be a double hit by Mrs. Moon.
The high school is storming back in this matchup. They were down 2, and now they're up 3.
On the other court, that's the end of that game, and Bridgeport will take the 15-5 win. Bridgeport coming back strong off that bye. Mr. Wingard with a 12-8 lead for the high school. Now 13. We have a volleyball on the loose. I repeat, a volleyball on the loose. Mrs. Warner runs it down.
Mr. Wingard's on a big serving run right now. He's trying to end this game.
Yeah, he's got a hot streak going, that's for sure, as Mrs. Martin puts it over. Mr. Schwann just lays it in for the point, and it'll now be game point as the high school is up 14-8.
And Mr. Wingard with the ace to put that one away. So high school getting back on track now with the record of 2-2.
And now I believe it is the last round. The high school is on a bye, and we have Bridgeport versus Bolivar B and Bolivar A versus the middle school.
Sounds good to me. Any more trivia questions, Zach?
Let's see what we can think up here.
All right, we'll have a multiple choice question right now. I'll ask you this one, Zach. Which of these courses is not taught by Mr. Cotero in the business department?
Ooh, all right.
Career and financial management.
Okay.
1, career and financial management. 2, business ownership and entrepreneurship, or AP calculus.
Ooh, we got some tough choices right there. I actually took Mr. Cotero's career and financial management 1, so I know it's not that. I'm going to have to go with AP Calculus, Brennan.
That is true. That's taught by our very own Mr. Clancy.
Mr. Clancy, a great guy. I look forward to taking that class next year with him.
It's fun and challenging, I'll tell you that.
So, Brennan, that test, is that Tuesday, the AP exam?
Yeah, that's Tuesday. We got a lot of finals that have happened already this week, and next week I think we finish them up.
How are you feeling about that test?
I'm excited. Strive for 5, everybody. Strive for 5.
You see the teams getting ready. Bridgeport looks ready, but no Bolivar team over there to play.
I'm not so certain we'll see any forfeits tonight, but
yeah, let's see where they look like they're getting ready eventually. And Mrs. Scheitelman's back with the serve. Just a little short, and it'll be Bolivar point.
this will be an interesting matchup. You got the undefeated middle school right now going against Bolivar with Mr. Fedrizzi.
And Mr. Fedrizzi puts that one down in Mr. Dizik's face. Bet you Mr. Dizik doesn't get that often. And Miss Klein just can't keep that one alive. It's a good effort. Mr. Stump back to serve.
Little miscommunication there. And Bolivar back with the serve.
Bolivar up to an early 3-1 lead. On the other court, Bridgeport gets the first point as they get going, and Mr. Sestero back to serve. Mrs. Martin keeps it alive. Oh, but just, play on. The referee didn't catch that one, but it'll be Bridgeport point. And an ace from Mr. Sestero as Bridgeport takes a 3-0 lead. Back to the middle school Bolivar game. Miss Klein finds that one as it was high up in the air.
Mr. Fedrizzi just making it look easy out there.
Yeah, he is. And that'll be a middle school point as they're trying to make a comeback, down 6-2.
This is Kelly with the great serve right down the line.
Oh, and that one's just a tad out of bounds, and it'll be Bolivar point.
Middle school able to get the point there. Mr. Young was able to hit it over the net and got the point eventually. But now Coach Dizek back with the serve.
Mr. Dizek taking no mercy on the other opponents tonight. We're going to give you the headset. We're just asking a few questions. Okay.
Hi, Miss Farber. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for coming on.
This is exciting. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So is this your first time doing this district volleyball tournament?
No, I've been doing this for 9 years.
9 years, wow.
Yeah.
So you've been here for pretty much half of it. This is the 20th anniversary of it.
Wow.
What's your favorite part of doing this?
I just love that all the whole district comes out and has a great fun competition between the schools, and we get our families out here. It's awesome.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun doing it. All the little kids running around, got their faces painted. And
Yeah, our elementary kids love it.
oh yeah, I remember coming here when I was in elementary school, watching it. So you're from Bridgeport, and I don't know much about the Bridgeport team, but I think it's a fun time to get both the schools involved, get Bridgeport in here.
Absolutely. And we are doing real good tonight. We're on our third win right here.
Third win, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep track of all the games. We've been trying to get all 5 teams, but
We just might make the finals this year.
that'll be good. Do you happen to know when the last time Bridgeport won was?
You know, we were talking about that the other day, and we don't think Bridgeport has ever won.
Really, ever?
Not in the 9 years I've been here, but when we were kind of talking all together, there were a couple people that said they didn't think we'd ever won.
Wow, maybe tonight will be the night.
I'm hoping it'd be awesome.
Get their name on the plaque and take the plaque out to Bridgeport.
It would be awesome. We'll see. Time will tell.
Awesome. So, you want to leave the fans with words of wisdom?
Just have a great time tonight, and thanks for everybody coming out and supporting the FBLA, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The whole business department.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great event, and thanks for, I thank them for sponsoring it.
Yep. Sounds good. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Back to the game. We have the middle school taking the lead 11-9 over Bolivar. Oh, not so fast. Oh, it will be a middle school point as Mr. Fedrizzi touches the net, up 12-9. Miss Fitzsimmons back with a serve. Oh, Mr. Stump with a hammer. Middle school up 13-9.
Looking to finish out their perfect round robin.
If they win this one, they'll certainly have the 1 seed. Oh, and they're 1 step closer. Game point, 14-9. Bolivar hanging in there, now 14-10.
See if Mr. Fedrizzi can get a nice comeback going right now. There's one.
If there's anyone on that team who could do it, it'd certainly be him. Let's see what he can do. I notice he hasn't broken out the jump serve or anything.
Maybe he's waiting for the finals. But there we go. Middle school wins on one side, Bridgeport wins on the other. Both games that ended simultaneously.
Yeah. All right, Tommy, I've came up with our next trivia question for you. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with volleyball, but as of Monday, who has the most hits on the varsity baseball team?
Oh, that's a tough one.
We've got Tommy Rooney, Justin Mikowski, Tommy Valentine, Mikey Culkin. Out of those 4, that'll give you a clue. Who do you think could be?
I know all of those guys have been playing baseball for quite a while. I'm going to go with, man, I don't know. I'm going to go with Tommy Rooney. I think he's a leadoff guy. I think he's got pretty good on-base percentage.
He does have a good on-base percentage, but the most hits is 9 with Mikey Culkin.
Mikey Culkin. That was my second guess.
Hitting in the 3 spot.
Yeah, wow. Good for him.
And we'll be back shortly with the broadcast. We're going to spend some time here getting the brackets hooked up, and we'll be back shortly.
Sounds good.
Thank you. And we're back, and here we have Kyle Morkel with us. How are you, Kyle?
Good.
You having fun tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Now I gotta ask you, what team are you rooting for?
I'm doing the teachers because my teacher, Mrs. Moon and Mrs. Shepard, are my teachers.
Oh, so they're on the Bolivar team, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that Bolivar team, you never know. I think they still might be in it. They could win it all.
Yeah, I really hope so.
How do you like our setup? We got some new headphones here tonight. Are they feeling good?
Yeah.
Kyle was here earlier in the year at one of the basketball games, and we interviewed him earlier as well.
Yeah, that was fun.
Now, Kyle, do you have Mr. Fedrizzi in your class?
Yeah, he's my coach, teacher in PE.
Oh, so he's a student teacher in PE.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Does he work with Mr. Bonnier and Mrs. Martin?
Well, Mr. Bonnier used to do it, but he was watching. He's watching us now to see what's happening while he is teaching us, and
Giving Mr. Fedrizzi a chance to try and teach.
yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you for having you, Kyle, and we'll hope to have you back soon.
Yeah.
Definitely back for some games next year.
Looks like they're starting again.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
We need to get one of those jacks. Hi, Kyle. How you doing?
All right, fans, and we're back as the Bridgeport gets the first point on the high school.
We are in the elimination round, so every point matters here.
And Bridgeport's up 2-0. On the other court, we have Bolivar versus Bolivar. Sad one of them has to go, but at least one will still be playing.
So I'm assuming middle school has a bye because they were the first seed.
Yep, that is correct, Brennan.
I don't know who got the 2 seed. Did you happen to see that?
I believe it might have been Bridgeport, but I can't be certain.
Well, nevertheless, someone will be eliminated, and then seeds don't matter.
Yeah. I do believe the winner of the high school Bridgeport game will have to play the middle school.
That'll be a good matchup.
I believe that's the way it's seeded. And the winner of the Bolivar game will be directly in the finals.
And Mr. Fedrizzi just monster spike right there.
Oh, correction. The winner of high school Bridgeport game will be in the finals. And one of the Bolivar teams will have to play the middle school.
Gotcha.
Bridgeport did get the 2 seed and the high school got the 3 seed. Oh, and Mrs. Crawford slides just out of the way of that one, and Bridgeport is up 5-3.
It's a lot easier to hear right now that the pep band left.
Yeah, Mr. Kircher and the pep band did a great job, but like you said, a lot easier.
Drum sets are very loud in the gym.
Oh, and Mr. Bruskevich can't seem to get that one over the net.
We got a 5-4 game with Bridgeport leading the high school, and a 4-1 game, Bolivar leading Bolivar.
Back to the Bolivar game. Now up 5-1. Miss Klein will take the next serve. And Bolivar B gains a point there, 5-2.
Mrs. Marco back to serve for the Bolivar's school.
Mr. Fedrizzi just tips that one over. Miss Moon didn't like that one. And she was giving him an earful about it. Let's see what Mr. Fedrizzi can do for Bolivar A as he's back to serve. Miss Warner hits it back. And it'll be a point for Bolivar B.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
Hopefully we'll have an interview from Coach Kilbasa coming up.
Over to the high school Bridgeport game. We got a tie game at 7. Mr. Schwan gets a block there on Mr. Cicero.
Mr. Cicero and Schwan battling it out. Oh, and Mr. Schwan just lays that one in there for the point for the high school.
He took a little off that to catch him off out of place.
Mr. Klink back for the serve. Mr. Preston shanks that one a little bit. Oh, and it'll be a high school point as he didn't quite get it over.
It's an athletic move, though. I didn't think he was going to be able to get to it.
Neither did I. Mr. Bruskevich sets him up there as Mr. Wingard gets it back over for the high school. Oh, Mr. Cortero puts his body on the line but can't seem to get it up. The ball, not his body. He is up off the court.
That's good. Always good to see everyone bounce back up.
Mr. Silstra hits that one deep. Oh, and it hits the bear on the head.
Might have to go get a concussion test right now.
You never know who's in the bear suit, but certainly a concussion test wouldn't be bad.
I'm pretty sure it's a live bear, Zach.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right.
It's not a bear. It's not a bear.
Swedish fish, my favorite.
The headset, you got it.
What am I going to get?
What do you want to get asked? We can talk about anything.
We're hitting her
All the Bears viewers right now, we have a special surprise. Mr. Cabasa here with the interview. Mr. Cabasa, how are you enjoying your night tonight?
I'm good, having a great time here, Brandon.
Glad to hear that.
Nice to be here to support all this stuff. I got my wife out there playing. My daughter was playing music. My son's running around like a wild animal.
We had him on film throwing the ball back over there a little while ago.
Yeah, we're having a good time here. I ran into the Laser, former custodial great here at the high school, now head of basically the whole reason Bridgeport Elementary is a school of character. Because if you've ever met him, he truly is a character.
Good to hear.
Yeah. The Grecian formula is still working on his hair. That's good. He looks good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Cabasa.
Yes.
Back to the volleyball for a second.
Yeah, I see Dezik's down there.
Yep.
Smiling as usual.
It's not surprising that both the volleyball coaches got the 1 seed with the middle school. How do you think this tournament's going to play out?
Well, you know my feelings on the director of this tournament. He's not exactly the straightest shooter, I guess we can say. And I'm not surprised that this tournament isn't amidst with controversy. Really, anything Coach Cretero is involved in is very, very rarely straight and run properly.
I don't think it's rigged.
You don't think it's rigged?
I don't think it's rigged.
You know, I've got a theory about rigging with the NFL. You know, I find it very interesting that the Green Bay Packers every year somehow, despite being terrible, find their way into the NFL playoffs. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers sells a lot of jerseys, therefore we want him to advance.
Speaking of,
I think we're seeing something very similar here tonight.
Speaking of terrible,
you know, you would think that our high school team has a huge advantage. With Mr. Cretero currently in the front row, you would think there'd be a massive glare on the other team. They wouldn't be able to see that volleyball.
So I have a quick question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think Mr. Fedrizzi is a ringer that the Bolivar team brought in? He's got that 6'8" frame.
I believe he's student teaching there, and do I think he's a ringer? I think the lovely young lady in the red shirt in the front row is more of a ringer.
I got you.
But you know what? She's probably one of the luckiest women in this place. I believe she is married to a very handsome, young-looking stud, I guess we can say.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I would too. So I understand you're going to go to Wisconsin next year.
No, I'm actually attending the University of Buffalo.
Oh, you are? Well, who's going to get me tickets to the Green Bay Packers games?
I can.
But why would I really want to go if I already know the end result?
Well, it looks like we just had an upset. A Bolivar A team beat the Bolivar B team.
Wow.
And the high school team is on the verge of losing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mr. Cretero will let that happen right here.
Well, we'll find out if he's as powerful as, not Paul Tagley, but who's the commissioner? Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell.
Find out if he's as powerful as Goodell.
And
it looks like he's not.
High school team just lost.
That's a shock to me.
Well, we get to watch the middle school team.
As you know, betting is illegal here at Bushwood, but if I had to put my money on somebody, I would have put it on the 6'8" gentleman and his squadron, but that's why they play the game, Brandon.
Never know what's going to happen.
That's correct.
Well, any other questions?
Was I supposed to ask the questions?
You were asking me a couple questions, so.
I was? Yeah, let me ask you a couple questions.
Sounds good.
It looks like you've really trimmed yourself down.
Been trying to.
I am a gentleman who also needs to shed some weight, so could you share some of your secrets with us, or?
Just stay active.
Stay active?
Run arc every day.
Yeah.
Run every day.
What about caloric consumption?
Less.
Okay.
Less with
so
the
less
caloric
calories,
consumption.
More exercise. Look, Cretero, he looks like he's dumbfounded. He doesn't know what's going on out there. He's right now, what he's doing, he's pulling, he's a Green Bay Packering it. He's going over there trying to get his team back in this thing.
I think he's just happy that we had a successful night. It's a fun district volleyball night so far.
That's correct.
20th year.
It is.
How many years have you been a part of this?
What's Sean Hayden doing? What is that?
You got the iPad. He's filming.
Oh, okay. All right.
How many years have you been a part of this, Mr. Cabasa?
Well, unfortunately, sometimes I have conflicts and I can't make it all the time. But when I am able to, I like to come and support and watch. It's a lot of fun. Kids seem to really like it, Brandon.
I do. Is Andrew going to get his face painted?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say no. It's at 7:30 at night. I don't know if you're familiar with young children in the process. But you got to take them home. You got to clean them up, feed them.
It's almost bedtime.
Yeah, it's almost bedtime. So we don't need him being any more excited than, well, clearly he hasn't stopped running around. So
maybe he'll get tired out.
That's the plan. I'm going to pass the headphones over to former high school custodial great Dan Lasnicki. Maybe you could ask him a couple questions about his time here at the high school.
Sounds good to me.
All right, hold on a second, please.
You're killing me here.
Careful of the Grecian form. Don't get it all black all over the top of the headphones.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Let me get up.
As Mr. Cabasa just pointed out, you were head of custodial staff here. Is that true?
No, I wasn't the head. I was just a maintenance guy.
Gotcha.
I coached JV girls basketball, softball.
Sounds good. What was your favorite moment working here?
I had none.
You had none?
No. I really missed it when I left. I think coaching was the best.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do miss the high school.
It's a lot of fun here.
But, yeah, now I'm at Bridgeport, younger kids, it's a whole different ballgame.
Are your kids here tonight in attendance?
No, I don't have kids. It's just, the younger kids at the school,
Gotcha. Well, it's fun being around here, being part of the district volleyball tournament.
Yeah, I played in this thing for about 10 years. Carried Lake Street to a W.
Do you remember what year that was?
Geez, it had to be 97, 98.
I think that was a trivia question earlier. That was the first year Lake Street won it. Was the first year they got
I was on that team, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We were wondering who was on that team, so we got an answer to that question.
I was one of them. And actually, maintenance won it one year also.
Do you know why there's no longer a maintenance team?
Yeah, nobody wanted to play.
Nobody wanted to play? That's
yeah, I mean, we always had transportation, administration, maintenance.
Yeah.
They all packed it in.
I remember coming watching those teams, but we only have 5 teams this year, so.
I know. Yeah, it's still fun. Makes a few bucks for the business.
Good cause.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior. I'm graduating this year.
Oh, yeah. Where did you go to elementary?
I'm
Bolivar?
Lake Street and then Bolivar, yep. Yep, it was a lot of fun.
So you're going to Buffalo, huh?
I am, yep.
Nice.
It should be a fun time.
Yeah, my sister lives in Buffalo. They grew up there, and yeah, it's a nice town.
Good area.
You'll like it.
Any guests have these?
Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, I'm out.
Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right, boss. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.
Brennan, I must say that sounded like quite an eventful interview.
It was very interesting. Those two, they seem to be enjoying themselves tonight. They're cracking each other up, and it's hard not to laugh.
Can't wait to go back and watch the interview myself.
A lot of fun.
All right, and here we've got the middle school with a 2-0 lead over Bolivar. Now 3.
Well, they took one of the nets down. I think we're just sticking with one court tonight.
Yeah, we've got this game and then the championship. The winners will face Bridgeport.
So, as we were having an interesting interview, we got the high school team lost.
Yep.
And I don't know whether it was Bolivar A or B, but one of the Bolivar teams is out.
Yeah, Bolivar A, I believe, is out, as Bolivar B is playing right now.
Well, if this game finishes out the way it's starting, it's looking like it's going to be the middle school versus Bridgeport in the championship.
Yeah, as we see the middle school off to a 6-0 lead.
And we heard Mrs. Farber say earlier that she doesn't think Bridgeport's ever won. So it could be the year.
Yeah, you never know. They got a good run for it. Mr. Stump with another nice serve.
Good
And
communication there.
the middle school is up now 8-0. Let's see if Bolivar can put some points on the board. And Mr. Stump gets an ace. Mrs. Martin with a nice dig there. Mr. Dezek puts it over. Mrs. Warner plays it back to Mr. Logan. And the middle school is now up 10-0.
Looks like this middle school team thrives on getting a bye.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, a nice play by Mrs. Cowburn, but the middle school keeps it alive. Mr. Stump back to serve again. Mr. Stump now 12 serves in a row. Let's see if he can keep it going. Knock on wood.
It is 13.
Good to know. I'll try to get one of them.
Mr. Stump with the unorthodox high serves, which ends the game.
And now I believe we're going to interview some more of the Morkel brothers. Here we have Austin Morkel. What's your younger brother? Hi, Austin. How are you?
Good!
Are you happy to be here tonight?
Yes.
Oh, you having a good time? Well, that's great to hear. All right. Who do you think's going to win? We've got the middle school versus Bridgeport.
Bolivar, I think.
Oh, you know what? That's a good guess. I like it. I like it. Good school spirit. All right. Now, Austin, we're going to have you pass the microphone to your brother Cody real quick. Cody.
You got me interviewed. What? Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you, Cody?
Good.
You having a good time tonight?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I don't hear you.
You can't hear me? I can hear you too.
And me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know. I know.
Oh, it sounds like you're having a great time, buddy.
I know.
Well, we're going to give the microphone back to Brennan. Thank you very much, boys. Have a nice night and enjoy the game.
I hope someone wins.
Well, we got some very enthusiastic Morkel brothers.
Oh, yes, they're very happy to be here. I love the enthusiasm. And we see the court getting ready now as Bridgeport's about to take on the middle school for the final game of the night.
Looks like the gym is picking up some energy.
Yeah.
Of little kids running around, cheering for their school.
Some Bridgeport chants going on, too.
This game is going to 21, folks. This is a serious one.
And the championship game is underway.
Oh, a nice save by Mr. Preston. But the middle school take the 1-0 lead.
Maybe Mr. Stump can carry on with his serve streak as he's going for his 16th in a row.
Yeah, he's doing quite well back there. Mr. Logan returns it. Oh, and a good play to keep it alive, but Bridgeport gets a point. Bridgeport back to serve. Ms. Scheidelman takes it to Mr. Logan. And Mr. Diezik puts it over. Oh, and Mr. Sestero puts it down for the Bridgeport 2-1 lead. Mr. Sestero back to Mr. B. And Mr. Bruskevich just taps that one out of bounds. Mr. Young back to get that one. Oh, and Mr. Young almost kicks it barely out of bounds.
So we got a close game right off the bat, 2-3.
Yeah, Mr. Diezik with a nice save, but that'll be out of bounds, and Bridgeport up 4-2.
I don't know if the viewers at home can see Mr. Hayden, the position he's in right now to get the good shot.
Yeah, they're actually watching his camera right now. That's brought to you by Mr. Hayden with the iPad.
Right at the net.
Oh, Mr. Sestero gets blocked by Mr. Diezik. Bridgeport up 5-3. And Mr. Sestero gets the best of Mr. Diezik that time.
We got a 6-3 score, Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Could they get their first win?
I honestly hope they do. Nothing against the middle school, but I'd like to see the underdogs win here.
20th anniversary. Bridgeport would get their first win. That's quite a story, but Mr. Diezik's not going to take anything easy with his serves right now.
Oh no, especially in this championship game, I'd be surprised if he misses one.
There's an ace right to start. Another good serve, but Bridgeport able to get over Mr. Williams there to shut it down, but that ball sails a little too far, and we have a tie game.
Yeah, tie game, 6-all. Let's see what Mr. Diezik can do. Oh, I thought there was 4 hits on that side in the middle school, but apparently not. Oh, nice play by Mr. B.
Quite a volley right now.
Oh, and Mr. Young just shanks it. And Bridgeport will go ahead 7-6.
Well, ball don't lie. If they did get 4 hits, doesn't matter. Bridgeport still got the point.
Yep. Mr. Bruskevich back to serve.
Get your 50-50 tickets ready, folks. I'm going to announce the winner soon.
Mr. Williams with the tricky shot right down the line.
Yeah, nice play there. We got some long rallies going on.
7-7 game. You're getting it. The people here are getting their money's worth. That's for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is, and all for a good cause. As Mrs. Kelly's back to serve for the middle school. And now we have with us Mr. Cotero. How are you, Mr. Cotero?
Hi, Zach. Doing fine, thank you. I've been enjoying the tournament here. Nice turnout. Enjoyed all the kids that help and the band. It was beautiful.
We've enjoyed it too, doing a great job here. Now, would you like to tell us a little more about what the money goes to tonight for the fundraiser?
You bet. So first of all, it's family night. The whole goal was to get the family out here tonight. You know, we try to keep it as inexpensive as possible, but we do try to raise money for future business leaders of America. And what we do with that, the money raised tonight, we give out 3 scholarships to graduating seniors. Kids that, the scholarship committee actually picks it, but we try to, kids that have been involved with FBLA maybe, or just kids that help out. And then sometimes if we do raise enough, we like to give a little bit to the Madison County Children's Camp, and we also like to give a little bit to the food cupboard, Sullivan Food Cupboard. And then anything left we do use for next year for kids that when we go to our district meeting, we pay half of the state dues for FBLA. We pay that, and we pay half of the lunch costs.
Well, those are some great causes right there, and you certainly got all the families out tonight. Looks like everyone's having a great time. And we'd just like to thank you for hosting the 20th annual volleyball tournament. It turned out great.
Yeah, hard to believe 20 years how fast it goes by. But I really enjoy getting to people, that I work with. You don't get to socialize as much, and it's a great time. And then the people from the other schools.
Yeah, certainly some teachers having some fun here tonight as well.
Yeah, I think the kids enjoy seeing their teachers play. I would expect, especially in the elementary, to see their teacher play. That must be neat. Did you ever carry the snake for Lake Street when you were little, or anything?
I did not. I remember seeing it. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Earlier we had a trivia question. Lake Street was the first winner of the first tournament.
That is true, yes. The first time we did it, we just matched up teams and we played best 2 out of 3, and then you moved on in the bracket. And we didn't get out of here till about 10:30, but it was a packed, you talk about a packed gym. It was really exciting.
Wow.
So the next year we changed it to everybody plays everybody once. And
that's awesome, Mr. Cotero. And we thank you for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank you, Zach. I appreciate you and your crew, Ms. Karp and the crew here doing all these games. What a great experience for the kids. And just being part of the family atmosphere at Chittenango, it's appreciated. So thank you very much.
No problem. We enjoyed having you. We'll pass it back to Brennan. All right, Brennan. Now Bridgeport's leading 13-10. Mr. Logan with a nice save.
Great game right now. Mr. Sestero is doing everything he can, getting every spike that he possibly can. It's a great game.
He is on fire, and we've got a game point now here, 14-10.
And the middle school trying to climb back into this one. Not sure.
Yeah, Bridgeport was trying to get a double hit, but I believe it was off the block, so he can in fact do that. It was legal. And Bridgeport's lead's now down to 2.
Great volleys going on right now on both sides.
Wow, 14-3. Let's see if Bridgeport wants to win it at 15. They'll have to do it right now.
Back and forth game.
They tried to feed Mr. Cicero, and it works.
Not sure what's going on. Maybe this game is the 21.
It may be. That may be the case.
I think that's it. That's what's going on. There's a little confusion, but
Mr. Stump back to serve for the middle school. I was excited there for a moment, Brennan. I thought Bridgeport had won it.
me too.
And now it's all tied up at 15.
What a game, what a game.
That it is. Let's see if Mr. Stump can keep it alive. And
Mr. Dzik
powers through that one. Wow. Mr. Stump back to serve.
It looks like the middle school is getting a little momentum right now, a little M times V.
Woo. M times V, just a little momentum, as Miss Karp says. I will not lie, I'm not too disappointed that AP Physics is coming to an end. Very tough class, but I love Miss Karp.
Fun class. Mr. Young, Mr. Logan was unable to get to that one, and Bridgeport gets a point back.
I do not envy Shannon Cagle's position right now. She's doing a great job refereeing this game.
It's getting a little more intense than I thought it would. A 1-point game, got all the kids screaming for both sides.
Yeah. Oh, that one's just a little long. That one hurts. And now game point. One more for the middle school. And that'll be all, folks. The winners of the 20th annual volleyball tournament is the middle school. We thank you all for watching our broadcast tonight, and I'd like to thank my co-host Brennan Bouye and Mr. Cotero for hosting the FBLA annual volleyball tournament. Thank you for tuning in.